energies that are not serving me. And it really is about grounding yourself and connecting to yourself and not being afraid of feeling. How can you allow yourself to be more vulnerable? How can you open up to yourself in the first instance? Because this intuition, this emotion, this compassion is really about how can I show it to myself first? Because when we're not showing it to ourselves first, we fall into the reverse position where we're just giving of ourselves. And for me, empaths, highly sensitive people that are coming online now, it's really overwhelming because you're taking on everybody's energy and you've probably been holding it for a lot of years without paying attention to yourself. So for me, this queen is really about how can I turn it around and go within? How can I look after my emotion? How can I shine the light of compassion upon me? And ultimately, the key word is nurture. Are you nurturing yourself? Are you nurturing your mind? Are you nurturing your body? Are you nurturing your soul? And how can you bring that forward for yourself? What little things can you do on a daily basis which will allow you to be more connected to who you truly are? This journey is about letting go of all of the things you are not. It's not necessarily about adding layers to yourself. It's more about removing the things that are standing between yourself and your truth. And the way to do that is to really address the emotions that you've been suppressing. So an exercise that I have for you for the next week is to really allow yourself to connect to your emotion. Every day, do a check-in. How am I feeling? What emotions did I go through today? And just allow yourself to acknowledge the emotions. The thing is, you don't have to do anything with the emotions. They are more messengers. They're indicators. They help you to see, am I in the right space for me? Am I going the right direction for me? Because when it doesn't feel good in here, it's not that there's anything wrong with you. It's that your messengers, your indicators are going, this doesn't feel so great. Maybe we should try something different. Maybe we could take a different path. Maybe we could go a different way. So it's really about tuning in. Unless you tune in, you're not going to know, right? Then we find people in lots of spaces where they don't really understand their emotion. They're running away from it all the time. But for me, the base story, the belief is that we keep telling ourselves, it's not okay for me to feel all of these things. However, emotions are not a pick and mix. So if you're not allowing yourself to feel a certain set of emotions, you can't feel the other spectrum of the emotions too. So if we're suppressing hurt and sadness and anxiety and all of those feelings, we're also suppressing the ability to feel the opposite, which is the love and the joy and the peace, because we can't just say, I'm not going to feel this, but I'm going to allow myself to feel this. That's not really how it works. And for me, everything about this human journey is about our feelings. That's what kind of separates us from everything else, is that our capacity, capability, the ability we have to be feeling led and emotion led. But that doesn't mean that there has to be chaos. It's about regulating your emotions. And the only way to regulate your emotions is to really connect to your emotions. Because life doesn't have to be led in this chaotic way of my feelings say this, so I need to go and do something. It's more about, I feel like this. Where am I feeling it? What's actually going on for me? What's the thought that's triggered this emotion? And what do I now wish to do with this emotion? That for me is self-mastery of our emotions. I am not afraid of my emotion. I fully feel all of it. I allow it. And that is the work that I do with my clients. It's really about moving them towards their emotion and an embodiment of it. So start to ask yourself, where am I feeling these different emotions in my body? Stop when you feel these emotions. Honor your emotions. Cherish your emotions. Allow yourself to connect to your emotions fully. Open yourself up to them, because that, as you go down the line, is what is going to allow you to connect to other like-minded souls, to be in the relationships where you can really thrive. Because when we don't know what we're feeling, how can anybody else know? How can we truly express ourselves to another when we don't really know what's going on for us, when we're kind of cutting those parts off because we're telling ourselves it's not good enough? So what is your underlying belief about your feelings? Because as soon as you realign to your feelings, you start to connect to yourself. And to feel your intuition, you have to be connected to yourself. If you are disconnected from yourself, you're not able to understand the signals that you're getting from your body, your mind, your soul, your heart. And as you step into your intuition, the task is really to come back together as one whole, so that you can really feel what's going on. You can feel what is your energy and what is somebody else's energy. You can feel the direction your intuition is trying to take you in, and you're not questioning it as much. And I guarantee you that throughout your life, you have suppressed your intuition a lot. I guarantee you have dismissed it, rejected it when it's told you, hey, don't go this way. And therefore you lack trust in yourself to move forward. So it's about just nurturing your relationship with yourself. It's about nurturing your relationship with your intuition. It's about acknowledging that you have this inner guidance, this compass. Your higher self is guiding you. You're being led by your soul, and it's about connection to that. And when we connect to that, we are able to hear that voice. Intuition is loving, it's compassionate, it's forward moving, it is not negative, it's not critical, it's not there to hurt you, because ultimately everything on this journey is taking you towards love, creativity, passion, and your preferred state. And for us, our preferred state on this human experience is moving towards our joy all of the time. So even when it doesn't seem like it, even when it feels like things are falling apart, and I know that that can seem chaotic and overwhelming and crazy, it's like, remind yourself, I can sit in my power. I can own my emotion. I can follow my guidance. I can shine the light of compassion on me. I can shine the light of nurture on myself. I can be kind to myself, and I can step forward with power, with the understanding that I am the embodiment of everything that I need. You've got to give yourself the chance and the space to create that. So for me, embodying this energy really starts to take the shape of create a safe and sacred space for yourself where you can really connect to yourself. And that doesn't mean anything fancy. Wherever you are right now, it's about really just being able to create that space, whether it's in your bedroom, somewhere else in your house, in the garden, wherever it may be, just a safe space where every day you go to that same space, so the energy starts to build in that space as well. You know, it's a recognized energy. You feel safe in that space. It's your little foundational cocoon for you to be able to go in and do the work that you really want to do. When you start treating yourself like that, you start to feel this respect and love for yourself. So for me, it's really about creating that. And in that space, listen to yourself. Have a conversation with yourself. Build up this relationship you have with yourself, because this feminine queen energy is really about knowing that you are always in your power, knowing that you don't have to second guess yourself, knowing that you are completely worthy and valid for your existence, first and foremost. So trusting that inner wisdom and working towards that trust. So another exercise I am going to give you is to really allow yourself to be led by your intuition. So take a day, any day that you want to take. Maybe a day where you feel a little bit more comfortable to allow yourself to let go of your daily routine and allow your intuition to guide you through that day. Allow it to prompt you. Go for a walk, go for some meditation now. Maybe it's time to drink a coffee. Like, just start listening to your body, because that's the only way you can build up that relationship. So when people are asking, like a lot of people ask, how do I connect to my intuition? How do I know that it's my intuition speaking? You know when you can get still. You know when you feel the nudges. You know when you're being directed in a direction that allows you to go, oh, that makes sense to me, and that feels good. That feels good to my body. It feels good to my heart. It feels good to my soul. But the only way to do that is to practice. The only way to do that is to let go and let your intuition lead you, rather than being in your head all of the time. So what needs to happen for you to step out of the way, the human self, for you to allow your intuition to guide you. And practice it daily on small things. Allow your intuition to lead you. Listen to your intuition. And journaling helps with this. Meditation for me is the key to this. And I know a lot of people go, I can't meditate. But meditation takes lots of different forms. Okay, meditation for me essentially is really about getting out of your head and getting to this space of stillness, nothingness, where you can really hear and connect to your body, your mind, your soul, your heart. So whatever allows you to do that, that's your form of meditation. Because this journey is really about following what's right for you. For me, the Queen of Cups embodies that. It's like, I don't have to go and do what everybody else is doing. I'm going to do what feels right to me. And I'm going to own that. And that's me and my power. Because this journey is definitely not about us being like everybody else. This journey is about going, no, I know what I need. I know what I feel. I know where I'm being guided. So use that. Take that on board and start taking the steps, because just knowing intellectually is not helpful. It's about embodiment. And the only way to embody is to do something over and over again, over and over again, over and over again. So radiate that love towards yourself rather than directing it out. And when you find that you're directing it out all of the time, where you're there for other people and their emotions, or you're helping other people like sort of figure out where they're going, and you're not giving it to yourself, there's healing to be done. So take that as a sign that, okay, I need to heal these things, because that in itself is you seeking validation from outside of you still. It's still you going, my worth is over there somewhere. And this is an internal journey. Everything happens within you. These energies are within you. And this is why we keep experiencing the same things over and over again, over and over again, over and over again on this journey. Because the soul journey is really about learning so that you can grow, you can expand, and your soul starts to elevate. And it will just keep taking you on the same thing over and over again, as you know, until you do something different. And a lot of this journey is about our emotion, is about healing our relationship with our emotion and our intuition. And when we awaken, when we go on this soul journey, it's giving us an opportunity to change our human experience. It's giving us the opportunity to step into this feeling-led, deeply emotional, intuitive journey. And I know that a lot of you are not used to that, because we are in this society that's all about doing, and the feminine energy therefore has just been pushed aside. But we are in an age of embodying and stepping into more of this feminine energy that we have within us. It's time for that feminine energy to lead, because that feminine energy is ultimately about creativity. It's about our inner knowing, our balance. So really feel into it. And the first step for me is the premise of it. And this is why it's like important to practice. It's important to just experiment being the Queen of Cups. What would it feel like for you to walk around tomorrow embodying this nurturing, loving, deeply intuitive, compassionate self? Where is that energy in you? And when you are open to all of that, what experience do you have? How is it different? How do you feel different? So every day, every moment is an opportunity for you to practice, for you to just experiment, come out of the box that you've created for yourself. Because on this journey, energy is everything. And it's really about how can we elevate that energy so it isn't as dense and we're not vibrating down here somewhere. It's about how can I vibrate in the spaces of joy, into the spaces that I really want to be in, and pull in what I want to attract. And to do that, we need to embody the energies that we wish to see in our life. We need to embody the energy that we wish to be. So it's on you. You are responsible for that. And I have a affirmation for you, mantra, affirmation, whatever you would like to call it. So I'm going to read it out to you now. And obviously it's on the recording, so you can go back and write it down if you don't have an opportunity to write it down. So the affirmation for me is I am the embodiment of emotional balance and intuitive wisdom, and I embrace my power. Be that. Say it every day. Practice sitting in your power. Practice sitting in your emotion. Practice sitting in your intuition, and play with it. Have fun with it, because that is what this journey is about. For me, this journey is really about coming back to fun, play, embodying those childlike energies that we have of innocence that we've kind of really moved away from. Bring it all back. Play with this energy. What does it feel like? Don't be afraid of it. Allow yourself to step into that energy.